Hello, this is Trad Talks, and today we'll be making a video about things I find interesting, part 2. Now, I have a way more stuff to talk about, okay, than last time. So, let's get started. Now, um, what's, what's something that I've been interested in a long time? Prehistoric stuff. And the first ever thing I've been infatuated with is prehistoric stuff, paleo stuff, to be more specific. So like dinosaurs or synapsids, um, extinct mammals, all that good stuff. I've been a huge fan of that as long as I have memories. But recently, in the modern day, there's been a lot of cool discoveries of prehistoric life forms and creatures. For example, before dinosaurs ever existed, there were these giant mushroom-looking tree plants. At first, um, paleontologists believed they were a type of fungus or mushroom, but the more research they did, it turned out it was neither, and that this giant weird rock tree organism is something we still don't know of. It's like a completely new organism, completely new um, plant-like life form. Well, it's not a plant, but it's not really like a what we know as a fungus. It's something completely new. I found that very interesting. I mean, for many years, I thought it was a type of fungus, but it's not. Another interesting discovery that a real life kraken was discovered not too long ago. It live around around where the dinosaurs live. And it is a giant squid. Um, it's really all we know so far. It's actually something similar to it that existed many millions of years before a giant squid, but a new one was discovered not too long ago. So they're actually half peer throughout history, um, which is pretty interesting. Um, Another thing I want to talk about is more, you know, like nerdy stuff, I guess. And one of them is geography, because I think geography is pretty interesting. Like, did you know that like the hottest place on Earth is Death Valley? In Death Valley, not too long where I live, okay? In fact, it's consistently like 100 degrees out there. Uh, I kind of feel bad for like the paleontologists have to work there like every day to find dinosaur bones. It probably sucks like really really bad. Like I said, it's like consistently like over 100 in Death Valley. I mean, you know, is it what it is? I guess with being a paleontologist, you have to be in some rough environments if you want to get the cool stuff. Um, Another thing I do find interesting is like buildings. Like for example, a lot of modern cities kind of like have a very nasty habit of like destroying all the old buildings from like the 19th to 20th century. Just replace them all with like crappy, modern, boring buildings. Kind of getting rid of the spirit and the culture to be more, you know, modern, I guess. But not all cities do this. Okay, like for example, like San Francisco, although sadly a lot of older buildings were replaced, they actually have done a good job at keeping some of the older ones and revamping them for the modern era. Um, Even smaller places like where I live, Bakersfield, like in the east side, there's still a lot of older buildings there. Especially like more in the Basque areas of Bakersfield. There's a lot of old infrastructure that's been kept. it's quite nice, you know. That's like a big part of our history. The Basque that came here not too long ago. I mean, yeah, I guess a long ago, like 200 years ago. But you, you get what I mean. Um, Speaking of Basque stuff, Bakersfield has a lot of good Basque food. Like I used to go to Walgreens. There's actually multiple Walgreens, but every time I go there, it's like for Thanksgiving, it's like the most best food you ever had. Okay, like the soup, it's very nice. The bread is like the best thing to have. The chicken is very tastes very good, but it's very dry. So you gotta watch out for that. Okay, it's no KFC, but I say it's better than KFC. Um, there was this one time, the last time I went to the old location, that served the spicy steak. It's the best thing I ever had in my life. It was the only time because I pasted that specific recipe was only there at the old location. And before that, I shut it down because COVID and stuff like that. It's really sad, but I like the new location. It's like more of like a bar. It's very roomy, very nice. I did a school project on it because when I used to go to high school, I used to do editing and film stuff. One of the assignments I had to do was like make a video, and the main idea was making a video about my city, Bakersfield, but more specifically about the Basque culture and people and places here. And Walgreens was actually my main subject. In fact, I took a lot of pictures of this other location, but I did have to move it again. So if I do go next or this year, it's going to be a completely different place. But I hope it's as good as like the previous two locations I used to go to. Um, but yeah, I highly recommend if you go Bakersfield, or the kids call it Bakey, which is kind of a funny nickname. Um, I recommend to try the Basque food there. It's really good. Um, One last thing I want to talk about is like cryptid stuff. Like I was a huge fan of cryptids back like in elementary school. I still have a lot of cryptid stuff. And if you see right there, this example, well, my head's blocking it, but here, that's just a little bit of the cryptid stuff in my house. One of my favorite ones is the Fresno Nightcrawler. It's like this white fuzzy critter with just a body and two legs. It's really cute, okay? It's very adorable. I don't know why people think it's spooky, okay? The cool part is it lives in Fresno, and Fresno's not that far from Bakersfield. So I could just go there, just drive up there to Fresno, and I can look for those night crawlers and hang out with them and stuff like that. One of my other favorite cryptids is actually one from like more of the eastern states. And it's like this giant bird with one eye and tentacles that come out of its mouth. But although depending on the story, it's not always like that. It's way more simple. Like, oh, it's just a giant one eyed bird without the tentacles. It's a very cool cryptid. Like I said, it lives like in Pennsylvania. It hangs out like in German American communities specifically. Uh, it's one of my favorite cryptids. But yeah, that's really all I want to say today. We talk about all kinds of things: paleontology, cryptids, uh, Basque food. Cool stuff like that. So yeah, that's really all I want to say.